Falcons fans, buckle up. What happened in the first round of the NFL draft may go down as one of the most electrifying plays we've seen in years, and if you blink, you'll miss the full impact it's about to have on our defense. But first, be sure to hit that like button and let me know what you think of the Falcons pick. Now, two players, two SEC powerhouses, two names that could change everything for the Dirty Birds, Georgia's Jalen Walker and Tennessee's James Pierce Jr. And how did it all play out? Pure adrenaline. Atlanta initially had the 15th pick, and believe me, the hype was high. Most thought he'd be a pure edge rusher, right? But the Falcons front office played smarter. They didn't just sign a pass rusher. They signed a great guy in Jalen Walker. Not just a throw-in, not a maybe-he-can-develop player. No, a key player. I have to tell it like I see it. Jalen Walker was Atlanta's #1 target before the draft. It wasn't luck. It was mission accomplished. And it was a bold move because while everyone was chanting pass rusher, the Falcons' leadership saw the bigger picture. This defense isn't just a quick fix away. It needs talent at every level. Jalen Walker brings exactly that and more. Last year at Georgia, Walker led the Bulldogs in sacks and pressures while ranking 7th in pass rush snaps. He's a machine, not just a versatile Swiss Army knife that's okay at everything, but a legit difference maker wherever you line him up. At 6 feet 1 inch and 243 pounds, some might think he's undersized for a pure edge, but the truth is, Walker's explosive, intelligent, and already carries himself like a pro. Kirby Smart raved about his leadership, not just a player, but a general on the field. That is music to Raheem Morris' ears. It's not hard to imagine Raheem sitting in his office dreaming about fielding an entire defense of Jalen Walkers. And here's the kicker. The rumor mill says the Falcons were this close to taking James Pierce Jr. at 15. They couldn't believe Walker was still available. They pounced. That's how highly they think of him. This isn't blind optimism. If anything, it's calculated faith. Of course, there's always risk. Worst case, Jalen Walker could end up like an Isaiah Simmons, good at a lot of things, but not great at one. But the ceiling? Think a lighter, faster Micah Parsons. Maybe he doesn't live permanently on the edge like Micah has, but he's going to be that kind of weapon. And here's where it gets even crazier. Last year, Atlanta tried to trade back into round 1 to grab Lita Latu and came up short. This year, they didn't miss. They successfully traded back into snag James Pierce Jr., making sure they landed 2 impact defenders in the same night. Falcons fans, can you feel it? The energy is different. You don't burn that much draft capital unless you believe you're getting players who tilt the field. Jalen Walker is walking into Flowery Branch not as just another rookie, but as a future fan favorite. Give it 2, maybe 3 seasons, you're going to see his jersey everywhere. His name will echo inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And keep in mind, the guy who sang this? A Tennessee grad. And I'm telling you right now, I'm more fired up about the Georgia guy than the Tennessee guy. That should tell you everything. Pencil it in, Walker alongside Caden Ellis. That's your new linebacking duo. Maybe they'll experiment moving him around early on, maybe even trying him at Arnold Ebiketti's spot temporarily, but let's be real. James Pierce Jr. is going to be the one filling that edge rusher hole primarily. The philosophy is clear. Build a fast, aggressive, versatile defense piece by piece. Like solving a giant puzzle, you don't start in the middle. You get the corners right first. Walker is a corner piece. He's not just a player, he's a foundation. It gets better. Walker isn't just a top-shelf athlete, he's mentally wired for the game. Analysts like Tom Downey had him ranked 13th overall, Atlanta got him at 15. That's stealing value. No concern about the one-year starter label either. Georgia's defense is a machine, and it's hard to even get snaps there unless you're elite. Scouts note that while Walker might not have the prototypical edge rusher size, his blend of sleek athleticism and high-level closing speed makes him a nightmare for offenses. He's not a project. He's a chess piece ready to be moved aggressively across Raheem Morris' board. Now, if you think the Falcons were done after grabbing Walker, think again. As the first round wore on, Atlanta's brass saw something they couldn't let slide. James Pierce Jr. was still there. So what did they do? They swung big. They made a bold, expensive trade with the Rams to jump back into the first round and grab him. Yes, it cost a future first-round pick, along with a second this year. It's a heavy investment, no sugarcoating it, but Pierce was a guy they had pegged as a top 15 talent. In their eyes, it was like using the 15th pick on him anyway. So if the value lined up, why wait? Why risk letting someone else steal him? And what are the Falcons getting in Pierce? Raw speed. James Pierce Jr. might not have the traditional NFL defensive end body, but he makes up for it with devastating quickness. His 2023 season at Tennessee was a breakout, 15 tackles for loss, 10 sacks. He wasn't just consistent, he was explosive. Sure, there are concerns. Can pure speed beat NFL offensive linemen? Will he have enough power to break through bigger, smarter tackles? That's the leap Pierce has to make. That's why I'm giving the move a solid B. But man, the upside is obvious. We're going to dive deeper into the James Pierce pick and what the Falcons sacrificed to land him in the second half. But right now, I want to know what you guys think about Jalen Walker. Did the Falcons get it right by locking down their new defensive cornerstone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now let's zero in on James Pierce Jr. and the bold move that Atlanta made to secure him. As exciting as the Walker pick was, this Pierce selection could end up defining the Falcons' next few seasons, for better or worse. When Atlanta traded back into the first round, they gave up a significant package, a second-rounder this year and a future first-rounder. That's not just spare change. It's a bet. A loud, clear message: we believe in this guy. And there's reason for optimism. Pierce isn't your old-school, big-bodied defensive end. He's part of a new breed, leaner, faster, more explosive off the line. His bread and butter is that straight-line speed, and when he times it right, offensive tackles don't stand a chance. In 2023 at Tennessee, Pierce racked up 15 tackles for loss and 10 sacks, numbers that jump off the stat sheet. But with that athleticism comes a question: can he transition that success to Sundays? College offensive linemen often aren't as quick or technically polished as the ones Pierce will face now. In the NFL, speed alone doesn't win. You need counters, strength, and endurance to survive. That's why the grade lands at AB, huge upside, but some real risk too. Character was a slight whisper around him, some concerns about locker room presence, but Atlanta did its homework. They brought him in for a pre-draft visit, sat down, looked him in the eye, and decided they were all in. If Pierce fulfills his potential, he could become one of the fastest edge threats in the NFL. If he struggles to adapt, that future first-rounder is going to sting. But let's be real, sometimes you have to take big swings to win big games. The Falcons have now set themselves up for a new defensive identity, not just strong, but fast. Terrifyingly fast. Between Jalen Walker's leadership and versatility and James Pierce Jr.'s raw explosiveness, the vision is clear. Raheem Morris wants a defense that flies to the football, that outpaces offenses before they can even set their feet. Overall, giving round 1 AB+ feels fair. If Walker and Pierce hit, it could easily look like an A when we look back a year from now. If the Falcons make the playoffs in 2024, losing that 2026 first-round pick won't hurt one bit. Now I want to hear from you. Did Atlanta make the right move going all in for speed and versatility? Smash that like button if you're hyped about these picks, drop a comment sharing your draft grades, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for full coverage of the Falcons draft journey. Go Falcons!